and Chiefs game. And then probably the Super Bowl too if they were to make it.
Yeah.
So Burrow and the Bengals are an impressive 5-1 against the spread as road underdogs this season, and 7-3 is against the spread as an underdog overall in the 2021-2022 year.
Damn. Don't bet against the spread with
Uh,
Joe Burrow.
Don't bet against the assassin.
Y'all ready to get this one
Yeah,
started though?
let's run it.
Let's do it. Don't bet against the assassin. That gets us into our first topic of the day. We are on episode 47 of Your House Our Rules. Actually, no, it's not 47 of Your House Our Rules because we're doing a whole separate thing. We're going to do a whole sports podcast. So this will be the first episode of Your Sports. With that being said, we had a big week in NFL football. The Bengals and Buffalo Bill game was decided that it would not be played, and now there's a whole bunch of stuff going on where, if Kansas City is to win out and get the number one spot, then they play on a neutral field with Buffalo if it's in the AFC Championship game. I think basically all three of them, if they meet each other in the AFC Championship game, have a neutral field, right?
Neutral site.
Yeah.
Yeah, if no matter who's there.
All three of them. So they kind of lucked out on that one with DeMar getting hurt and not having to play us. Nothing got pushed back or anything like that. But the big thing that a lot of our people we know are up in arms about are what are they doing about the AFC North, which we won. At this point in time, it is ours. We got it wrapped up. But if we play the Baltimore Ravens one game down because they're not counting as a tie, if we play the Baltimore Ravens and then we lose, they just flip a coin to see who gets home field advantage, even though we win AFC North, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. So, to be honest with you, the Hamlin thing was such a crazy situation that, I understand why they're doing this rule. And, I see where it's at. We ended up getting fucked over, but, we were just saying before, every team's fucking scared of the Cincinnati Bengals right now. For real, it's not out there to say that we're a top 3 team in the entire league. You were just saying before we started that the 49ers are the only team you're scared of. So, how do you guys feel about this entire situation, though?
I think it's just kind of bush league. It's $1 billion organization, and it's coming down to coin flips for playoff home implications.
Right. Yeah.
And to me, it's if it's going to come down to a coin flip for a playoff game, who's getting the home game? Why aren't we just coin flipping the Bills Bengals game? So that way you have a winner and a loser in that game, considering it a full schedule, and then you just go into the seedings and just do the playoffs as normal. I don't understand why it was made so difficult.
Well,
but there was one thing that I saw was the Hunt family from the Kansas City Chiefs, the guy who owns it, proposed an idea to where the Final Four is in neutral cities, kind of like what college football does, so they can make it like a double Super Bowl kind of thing.
Yeah.
And people were saying that this might be the NFL's little balloon towards his idea.
Yeah. I think
which is a horrible idea.
I think part of the reason why they didn't, do it for a coin flip for everyone is because the Chiefs and the Bills both had the upper hand on us. They're not fighting to win their division. They already clinched their division. It's because we didn't play the Buffalo Bills that we ended up getting that, even though we probably were going to win it anyway. So because the win percentage, we have a higher win percentage, but we didn't play the extra game, and we might still lose 2 games to the Ravens, but still be ahead of them. That's probably why they decided to do the coin flip for that. But the whole thing with you saying doing neutral sites, I don't know why they don't do that in the playoffs, period. I think that it would just make more sense to do it that way.
Nah, it's trash.
I see the whole playing your season to.
That's the beauty of the NFL playoffs, man. You can be in Tampa this weekend, then next weekend you got to go to New England and it's 30 degrees. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and I see that aspect of it, but you said, just for the championship games at least, why not play those on a neutral field?
For the reason I just said.
Yeah.
That's
because
you're getting rid of a home game. It takes away the reason for a 1 seed. It gets rid of home. You only get 2 home games out of it because you'll get a bye.
Yeah.
So it's you're not going to get your AFC Championship game at home. You're going to get it technically on the road and hope your fans travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fans are going to travel. I'd imagine if your team's in the AFC or NFC Championship game, they're going to travel to that.
Well, you got to think, dude. There are no Rams and Chargers fans. Everybody in LA is from a different city.
Right.
They don't go anywhere. So it's every game they have is an away game.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. The whole situation was a little bit screwy. I'm not gonna sit here and say like we should have just played the game because like it was honestly just like a terrible thing that happened to Hamlin. And and I don't think that they necessarily should have resumed that game. However, I think that if you would have given them 24, 48 hours, played the game on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, I think that would have been the best option that we could do. I don't know why they didn't think that, or why they didn't try to do that. I mean, I wanted to play the Bills at their toughest, but they probably wouldn't have been even if it was a day or two with the process of him healing or whatever. He didn't really even like do anything until today, where he was like FaceTiming and actually talking to people. So I mean, I see why they just canceled the game, but I think if we would have worked a little bit faster, they could have played the game and not ended up screwing over fucking the Bengals fans. So, yeah.
Well, the thing about that is it impacted people clearly so greatly on an emotional level. Like people were not ready, and that's totally cool with me. I can understand from a player standpoint of not wanting to take the field until your brother is okay.
Yeah.
And I actually really respect the empathy and the compassion that both of the fan bases have, and like it was such a like consolidation of like just humanity. It was really cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. But I do agree, like a coin flip to decide the game would have been the better outcome. We have rules in the rule book to decide like a win percentage. We are getting fucked by this in a way. But as we were saying, I don't really think it matters. We've proven.
So
Yeah, we can go anywhere and beat anybody. It doesn't matter. We'll go to Baltimore and we'll beat Baltimore. We'll go to Kansas City and we'll beat them there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
My main gripe with the whole neutral site thing, though, is that there's not going to be a neutral site. Like, let's be real.
Right.
Okay.
They're not going to send Kansas City to the East Coast, and it's not going to be outside. Like that, it's going to be in Las Vegas or LA, probably. Like realistically, it's going to be a Kansas City home game. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
There's no neutral site. It should be in Texas or something, but it's not going to be that. In Indiana,
I get what he's saying.
I don't. Why are you bringing up Kansas City in this case? We're talking about the Bills Bengals game.
Well, I think because like,
and by the way, I think the reason why they did do a coin flip for that was if you look at it like in the playoff scenario or whatever, there are 12 like listed rules that count down from 1 to 2, 1 being your top scorer, 2 being the best in division games or whatever. Not until the 12th individual rule set is when they decide to flip a coin. Now, the thing with the Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals, you could have used one of those other 12 rules or whatever, but I was looking at today, the Bills, unless we were to beat them, would have beaten us in every single one of those, except for the coin flip. So we would end up losing that game if we would have decided to do it by other rules. The reason why the Ravens and Bengals game is different is because if you know the top one, which is a highest win percentage, we have that. The second one is highest win percentage in your division. We would be 2-4 if we lost to them. They would be 4-2. And then if you do it, it's a tie. So that's why it would be decided by a coin flip if they decide to win or if they won the game. Because then they'd be 4-2, we'd be 2-4. Clearly, they have a better division record against us. They're 0-2 against us with the only team in there that's maybe not going to be 3-3. So that's why they would have to flip a coin for that one.
Here's why that's stupid, though. You don't have to have the best record in your division to win your division. You can go 0-6 in your division and win your division.
Exactly.
That's why that entire thing is stupid. It's that there's no way that makes any sense.
Well, I'm a big proponent.
And they didn't go with their own rules anyway, so throw the rule book out the window. They made shit up on the fly.
Yeah, they made shit up on the fly, but at the same time, it was one of those situations where like no one could have predicted that a guy was going to get sent to the hospital and getting CPR in the first quarter of a fucking Monday Night Football game.
Well, this is also like they actually have a rule in there for when they like I can't remember his name. Is it Colin Hurd? I think maybe. He was talking about it today on his podcast. Like, there's actually a rule in there for when crazy circumstances happen and we do forfeit. The rule actually does say, yeah, we just default to win percentages. That's what it should have happened. But all of this doesn't matter if Kansas City goes and beats the Raiders next week, which most likely they will. We still wouldn't have been the 1 seed.
But that's not even a guarantee because,
no, it's not. The Kansas City Chiefs have not been playing great.
San Francisco went to overtime with them last weekend, and San Francisco
the Bills need to lose too for us to get a number 1 seed.
Right.
Well, now 1 seed's out of the question now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
would,
once he's
the
out of the
highest,
playoffs, yeah.
highest we can get is a 2 seed.
No, it's not.
Which
if they both
they would
lose, we get the
no
1
matter
seed, right?
no matter what, the
No,
Chiefs have
no.
more wins.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
So
that's part of the reason. So, because it's a forfeit, it's not a tie. There's just no win or loss.
That's why I said you have to come to a conclusion in that Buffalo Bills Cincinnati game, because if you just coin flip it that way, you can just do true winning percentages and just do the standings as is.
Well, then at that point,
and
Buffalo,
you avoid this whole mess.
But at that point, Buffalo would beat us, so the 1 seed would still be out of reach. Now, if Kansas City loses, we get the 2 seed, right?
No, it wouldn't be, because Buffalo, if we were to win that coin flip, we would jump Buffalo, and then Kansas City loses one more time.
No, you were
we would have the
about,
same amount of.
You didn't say coin flip. You said win percentage. You said it would be if we had the forfeit game where the game's canceled, it goes down to win percentage. If we did it by that, they have a better record than us, so they would end up winning that.
It stands right now. If they did the coin flip to decide the regular season game, it would then go to where Kansas City could potentially go as low as the 3 seed, because they lost to Kansas City and Cincinnati in the regular season. And if Cincinnati were to win that coin flip against Buffalo, they would own both head-to-heads with the same record as the Bills and Kansas City, and they would jump to it would go Cincinnati, Buffalo, Kansas City.
Right. Now, if Kansas City was to lose, we would get the 2nd spot, right? And we beat the Ravens.
What's that?
I believe so.
If we beat the Ravens and Kansas City loses, do we get the 1st seed?
No, we get the 2nd.
No, 2nd.
Okay, or the 2nd seed. That's what I meant. Okay.
We would get that because Kansas City lost to us, and we would own the head-to-head.
Yeah.
And they would.
If Kansas City loses and we win and the Bills win, I think the Bills get the 1 seed.
Bills get the 1.
Right?
Yeah.
Bills
right.
are going to be ahead of us no matter what, is what I'm being told.
Yes.
Correct.
So,
Yes.
But if Kansas City lose, then we get the 2 seed. Now, here's the fucked up part about this situation. Not playing this game fucks us over in another way, because now, if we are to finish 3rd, we play the Ravens. So we could beat the Ravens, and then the next week have to play the Ravens again, or lose to them, and we could still end up playing them the next week at 3rd field if they win the coin toss. The other thing about that is, if we were to have Kansas City lose, now we can't get the 1 seed. The highest we can get is the 2nd seed. It's looking like, I don't want to say this for sure, but the Pats play the Bills next week, and the Bills are probably going to ride this morale boost from their guy being back and just absolutely crush the Pats. And then the Dolphins are playing the Jets, who are on their 3rd string quarterback. So if those 2 teams lose, guess who gets the 7 seed against the 2 seed that we would have? The Pittsburgh Steelers. So we have to go in and fucking again play a fucking AFC North team in the 1st round of the playoffs. Now, I don't know how
I would rather play them than Lamar Jackson potentially coming back in 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, it would be next week, wouldn't it?
Well, we'd have this Sunday, and then,
next week.
2 games.
Yeah. So, I see what you're saying now. But
week and a half.
Now, how do you feel about, because I was talking to Stolzy before, and he was saying that, he was talking about Pittsburgh. He said he'd love to play Pittsburgh. I never really loved playing Pittsburgh because it's that rivalry game. So if we did have to play an AFC North team, which it's looking like is highly possible, what do you think of that situation?
It's a tough call, but I do think Pittsburgh is getting their shit together. We're a better team, but they have us where it counts. They have the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Watt's a fucking freak. Our O-line is definitely better than it was. They perform better. Losing Collins does hurt, though. And I think our defense will definitely stand their ground. I don't think we lose that game, but it will absolutely not be a blowout.
My whole thing is, this is what it boils down to with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Bengals is Joe Burrow versus Kenny Pickett. And then we have 3 receivers to their George Pickens.
Yeah.
Plus, Lou Anarumo is going to fuck that kid up.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I'm saying. I'll take the first-year quarterback over Lamar Jackson in the playoffs.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you there.
Yeah,
I do.
My whole point with the thing was just, it seems like every time the Bengals get in the playoffs, there's fucking 3 teams from the AFC North in it, and we end up having to play a fucking team in the AFC North on the 1st round of the fucking
That's the
playoffs.
in football.
Yeah, I mean that's how NFL works too. Sometimes you just have to fucking do that. Me personally, I would rather run into any team in the playoffs except for maybe the Chiefs, besides running into fucking Pittsburgh or the Ravens. Because, like, I don't know how, just the way it is, man, we've been watching the Bengals lose fucking horribly since the 90s, fucking Jack even in the late 80s and stuff like that. The Bengals, historically, no matter how bad they are, or any team in the AFC North is, they're just like a competitive league. They always find a way to take one off of each other, and that's why I just don't like it. They hit harder, they fucking move faster. It seems like they have more to play for in these AFC North games. So that's why it just scares me a little bit to have those two matchups.
I agree, and also this brings this is a good thing to talk about. Like the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals, we're a hot team right now, and that's cool. I love to see, like, even though it's stupid bandwagon shit, like, but we are not a big money market, and this is why we're getting fucked. Because it's easier to say fuck them. The Chiefs,
Yeah.
the Chiefs are going to make them money. The Bills are going to
No
make them
matter what.
money. The
New
Niners
York
are going to make
market,
them money. The Rams,
LA market. Yeah.
all of them are going to make them money. But it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, what it's going to come down to is football.
Yeah.
And
Number 9.
I think all three of us agree. I will take Joe Burrow and our fucking offense and the way they've come together. Like I promise you, there is not a team more unified in the league than the Cincinnati Bengals. There is not. The Bills may be a close second, but that's it.
I would definitely agree with you on that.
Rally just they are, man. Like the Bengals, it's not like it didn't happen to the Bengals too. You know what I mean? Like they were also on the field for that. Like,
Yeah.
and now the NFL wants to screw them. So I mean, if you want to poke the bear, that's fine. But the Bears on a 7-game win streak and looked like they were going to hang 50 points against Buffalo.
That is.
I called it before the game. I told my buddy, I said, we're going to put up 40. I said, they might put up 30. I said, we're going to put up 40 and we're going to win, though. I told my buddy for the game. He was like, put some money on it. I did. All my bets are still hanging.
Oh,
like,
really?
All my bets.
I got refunded.
Yeah, bro, my fantasy league stuff, I don't know what's going on with it. It's just like all like stuck right now. So I don't know what's happening with that.
Damn, that's wild, dude.
Yeah.
That was one of the issues that I saw with it, with them like canceling the game or whatever, because I was like, all these people got bets. There's millions of dollars going on for it, because it's like called the biggest Monday Night Football game of all time. What do they do with the bets if nobody wins the fucking game? And like,
I've had they said it's coming back. I just haven't got it yet. I'm not worried about it. It's just like, but like still, it's just like one of those things. It's like, also I really appreciate like I got so much respect for Zach Taylor, just a young head coach leading a young team, and the fact that like it just shows so much about that culture that we're like, hey, you know what? Fuck it, do what you're gonna do to us.
Yeah,
this man's health is more important. We're here to play football. When you want to play, call us up.
And
we're gonna put up points on you. It doesn't matter.
NFL saying it could have taken 5 minutes.
Yeah. Going back to what you said too about like the unity and stuff like that, fucking the one good thing that does come out of this, you can screw us over all you want to, but all it's doing is lighting a fire under a team's ass that has already had a fire lit all fucking year. Everybody knows that fucking the Bengals have been that shitty fucking franchise, and they know that we're fucking good now, and they're fucking scared to play us, bro. Keep fucking poking that bear, baby. Keep poking that fucking bear. Who dey?
Did you see what Ted Karras said today?
Yeah, he said it doesn't matter if we just beat fucking Baltimore.
Well, he said let's settle it the real way and fucking win.
Yeah, and fucking
win. I saw that you shared. Yeah, that was great. Oh, that was great.
All right,
yeah.
All right, boys. So now that we got that out of the way a little bit, I think we covered that. I kind of want to move into some, week 18 predictions that we have here. I'm just gonna. I got my ESPN app pulled up. I'm saving the Bengals and Ravens for last. But
doing winners or are you doing spreads?
I don't have the spreads up. If you want to really pull,
I've got spreads up.
I'd rather just do like the winners and losers rather than spreads. Do you want to do spreads?
No, I can give you the spread just so you know.
Because
like,
I'm so
who's
bad
favored
at
by
with
what,
betting and everything that like sometimes like I know -3. If the Chiefs are like -3 or whatever, that means they're favored by 3, right?
Yeah.
But
it's good to know the spread because then you know a lot of times what's up with the game. Like if like the Jets or the Giants right now are like 14-point favorites, but they have nothing to play for. They know that they're going to be sitting people, so it's like Vegas is going to make that line bigger.
Here's the thing that I have to say: the first one that we have is the Chiefs and Raiders up, and like the spread might be the spread might be in favor of me voting for me taking the Chiefs in that one, but honestly, I think the Raiders might win that game.
I do too.
Yeah, I think that
I do too. So
that Derek Carr not being in because they just like benched him or whatever. I think that might throw him off, and the Chiefs have not been playing good. And Jack's been calling it for weeks now that they're going to lose the last game of the season to the Raiders.
Did you guys lose? Did you guys watch the Broncos game against them?
No.
They got so fucked. The Broncos were up 17-14 and driving, and Russell Wilson hits Cortland Sutton for a 50-yard bomb. They called an OPI on Cortland Sutton. He had a safety and a cornerback draped over him, right? And he had his hand on the safety, right? And that's what they call the OPI. But the safety had his arms all over him. The cornerback and they called it an OPI, called it back. And then, of course, instead of scoring that touchdown and going up 24-14, and that was in like late third, they ended up turning it over. The Chiefs scored, and they ended up winning 27-24. They would have lost that game. The refs literally bailed them out. The Chiefs are hanging on by a thread. They're great. Yeah. Mahomes is a freak. Andy Reid's a freak. But that team is not that good. They're not.
So let's just do wins and losses. Let's not cover the spreads. If you really want to put a score behind it or whatever, go for it, man. But yeah, first game that we have is actually on Saturday at 4:30. There's 2 games on Saturday, that and the fucking Titans-Jaguars game. But yeah, I'm picking the Raiders over the Chiefs. I think it'll be close, probably like a 3-point game, but I'm taking Raiders.
It's in Vegas, right?
Yeah, I just don't think we're lucky enough to see, and I don't think we're lucky enough to see the NFL's entire plan meltdown right in front of our face just yet.
Are you implying that it might be rigged?
Well, I'm just saying. I think the Raiders are going to cover. I think it's going to be a close game, and I think there's going to be a weird holding flag in the last minute and a half of the game.
And you think
You're probably not wrong.
Okay.
And I think the Chiefs win, but I think the Raiders cover.
It's a bold prediction. I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for the fact that Jack has been calling this for weeks now, I probably wouldn't have fucking done it.
No, I'm with you on it. I'm gonna go Raiders. I'm gonna go Raiders over Chiefs, 27-24.
Okay, gotcha. Now, next game we got Saturday, 8:15 is Titans at Jaguars. What you got?
Stolzy. You go first.
Jags win the division.
Jags win the division.
Yeah, they go ahead. They'll cover it too. Titans got Josh Dobbs. Yeah. I'm not putting money on Josh Dobbs personally.
He played all right against the Cowboys. I was a little bit surprised that they just picked him up like that week and he played that well, but they still ended up getting pretty murdered by the
Jaguars are hot too. They're playing good defense right now. Trevor Lawrence kind of looks like he's got a rhythm about him. So.
Yeah, I'm for sure picking the Jags in that one. I've been calling that for a couple weeks now. It was that they were 3-4 games back, and the Titans were just looking abysmal. I was like, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to lead this hot Jags team to a fucking divisional win, and right now they got a game ahead of them. It all comes down to this, but yeah, I'm not trusting the Titans. Their O-line's too beat up. I think Henry's still hurt, isn't he?
He's not. He's not the same.
He's still playing.
And then they don't have a quarterback. I'm taking Jags.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. The Jags are just another one of these young AFC teams. The AFC is so full of them. And what I love about it the most, and I fuck with the Titans. All my friends are Titans fans down here, but yeah, it's funny to me that the Bengals sent them on the spiral because they were hot shit. So the Bengals went down to Nashville and beat that ass.
I don't know if it was quite. Everyone keeps saying that around here. I don't know if it was quite the Bengals. I think they just got.
Ever since then they've fallen apart, man. No, it was the Eagles the next week is really what did them dirty. But no, I do think it'll be a close game. But that Doug Peterson coach Jacksonville Jaguars squad is good. I think Jaguars win it pretty handedly. I would call it. Let's go 27-17.
Gotcha. Hell yeah. All right, next game we got is Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Atlanta Falcons. What you got, Jack?
Okay, for that one, the Bucs are playing better, but they already locked up the division.
I'm gonna say they're probably not playing for much.
Yeah, they're not going to play for much. I doubt they're going to risk Tom Brady's health with that O-line. I'm going to call the Falcons winning the game. Arthur Smith's going to play those boys for pride. They're going to run the ball over them. I'm going to say it's not going to be high scoring. I would call it 23-17 Falcons.
Yeah.
Over-under's 40, so you're right at it.
Yeah. I'd agree with you. I'm taking the Falcons in that. Like you said, I don't think they're going to risk Brady's health. I just don't think that there's a reason for them to play. They've got the division locked up, so I'm going to take the Falcons. Falcons are actually favored by 4 in that one, which
Yeah.
I'd actually probably still take that too.
Desmond Ritter's still playing for them, right? Like he's still their starter right now. Yeah, like I
He's
think
looking
he's
better.
just I think it's just one of those late season stat padding games kind of thing.
All right.
For sure for him. Definitely. Falcons.
He's had a good connection with their rookie receiver Drake London too.
Mhm.
They've been balling out. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next game we got. You're taking Falcons, right?
Yeah.
Stolzy. All right. Next game I got is Vikings Bears. I'm taking the Vikings in this one. Bears kind of suck, you know. The Vikings are one of those teams that, like, I think everyone in the NFC is hoping kind of makes it to the playoffs because they're not really as good as their stats say. But yeah, I'm taking the Vikings in that one.
For me, it's like I'll take the Vikings like in this game because it's on Sunday at 1:00. But if it wasn't at Sunday at 1:00 and it wasn't against the Bears, I'm taking anybody else. The thing is, Kirk
Probably
Cousins
agree.
loves to beat up on bad teams, and every time he plays a good team, he completely shrinks. So Chicago Bears are bad. He probably lights it up because he's had a couple bad weeks in a row. So yeah,
Gotcha.
Vikings.
Who you taking, Jack?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I really like Justin Fields, but I think the Vikings are gonna definitely come and
They
try
need
to
a
shut
win,
everyone
too.
up. Yeah, they looked bad last week. Even they're backing their way into the playoffs. I think they win this game. I don't think it's gonna be by a whole lot. I could see it being. Where's it at? Is it in Minnesota?
Chicago.
It's in Chicago,
Oh, it's in
and
Chicago.
Minnesota's favored by
Okay.
6.
Gotcha. Yeah, I will. I don't know. I'd say with that Minnesota defense, is Justin Fields his shoulder better? I'm not sure about that. Whatever.
I don't even know if there's a
I'll
point for
call.
him to play.
Take the
Yeah,
Bears,
right.
dude. I
Yeah, right.
almost took the Bears for no fucking reason at
No,
all because Justin
I'm going to
Fields.
take the Vikings. I'm going
Not
to take the
Bears.
Vikings. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them 27-14.
Gotcha.
Vikings can like low key not win their division if they don't win this game.
Really?
It'll be close.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure.
I think they got it locked up though. I'm not entirely sure on that one, but let's move on to the next game, the Super Bowl that we got this week. Fucking Texans versus Colts. Jack, who you got?
I'll go with the Texans, man. I like Lovie Smith. I actually really respect Lovie Smith for what he's done with that organization after Bill O'Brien left it in shambles.
God, that boob.
Yeah, right. They should never let him play GM. But anyway, yeah, I think Lovie Smith's got them fired up. I think they've got a very under or talent deficient roster, but they play their fucking hearts out. And the Colts aren't that good. The Colts have a decent defense. They cannot pass the ball. Jonathan Taylor's hurt. Even in Indy, I'm taking the Colts 20-17.
Yeah. You're taking the Colts?
I'm sorry, Texans.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I misspoke. Taking Texans 2017.
I was about ready to say I'm about ready to take the Texans too. Texans have been looking a lot better the later half of the season. You know, they got the tie earlier in the season. The Colts just need a fucking quarterback and they need a coach, man. They don't have it together. They haven't had together all year. The fucking Minnesota loss that they had was one of the worst things that I've ever seen in my entire life. So I'll give that one to the Texans. Stolzy?
I'll take the Texans too. I think the Colts are trash.
Yeah.
Just overall.
All right, so we're all in agreement on that one. Got 3 more 1:00 games. We're going to skip over to the Panthers and Saints real quick, and then we got the 2 big ones at 1:00. But we got Panthers at New Orleans. New Orleans are favored by 3.5. Stolzy, what you got?
I don't know where either of these teams are at this point, but I know Dalton plays quarterback for the Saints, so
You giving it to the rifle?
Yeah, they'll give it to the rifle.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing with the whole not really knowing where they're at. The Panthers have been on a little bit of a come up though, from what I remember. They just smacked the shit out of the Lions, and the Lions have been playing real good. So I think that I'm going to end up giving that one to the Panthers. Nice little divisional game. I think they're going to end up with the same record, and I think the Panthers go in and take it. Jack?
I'm going to call the Saints. I think it is going to be close. I really like what's going on with Carolina since they got rid of Matt Rule. I think it's amazing that organization was even in competition to get to the playoffs after firing their head coach in week 5 and trading away their best player.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's in the Superdome and the fact that, I'm going to go with the Red Rifle too. I fuck with Andy Dalton. Mad respect for the man. And I do think that the Saints are just going to win because it's home field advantage. I think it'll be a defensive game. I think it'll be a lot of running the ball. I'm going to call that one.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Call it 17, 14.
I just want to go on record and say too that you were talking about getting rid of their best player. I assume you're talking about Baker Mayfield, right?
Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gone before the year.
That was the year.
No, Christian McCaffrey got traded right after they fired Matt Rule.
Okay.
Yeah, right after.
So week 5, week 6.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to go on record and say that I'm not done believing in fucking Baker Mayfield at the Rams.
Oh, Boomer Mayhem,
Yeah,
bro. Boomer Mayhem's that guy, dude.
I think that if Stafford fucking ends up retiring and fucking Mayfield can come in with that organization and end up doing some damage.
I like him. I got respect for him. The Browns fucked up. They deserve everything they deserve. Everything they're getting.
Okay. One of the big ones that matters for us coming up, 1 o'clock at Miami, the New York Jets versus Miami Dolphins. To be honest with you guys, third string quarterback with the Dolphins. I think I might have to give this one to the Jets, y'all. Stolzy was saying before that their defense is a little bit better, and the Dolphins are on this weird skid. They can't keep Tua healthy. Bridgewater's now out too, so they're on their third string quarterback. I'm gonna give that one to the Jets, man. Jack.
Go ahead, Jack. Tough one for me, man. I had originally picked the Dolphins, but I'm with you on that. Third string quarterback has me worried. And the defense, man, the defense for the Jets is young and ferocious. Mm-hmm. Sauce Gardner is probably the best cornerback in the league already.
UC boy.
But can he take away Tyreek Hill? I don't think so. I don't think anyone can. So with that being said, yeah, I mean, they're going to get their playmakers the ball. Mike McDaniel is a G at pre-snap movement. I don't trust the Jets offense. I don't trust the Dolphins defense either. But I trust the Jets offense a little less. So I'm going to go Dolphins 27, Jets 23.
I'm just going to take the Jets. I think it's just basically I'm just taking Flacco and a little bit of defense, and I think I really don't like Mike McDaniels, and I think I just don't want to pick him just because of that. I think he's kind of a tool. Basically.
He's kind of a tool.
Jack, he's kind of a nerdy dude. Jack, you kind of love him though, don't you?
No, I fucks with. He's about his shit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just keeps throwing a quarterback out there after brain injury.
I mean,
go ahead, buddy.
I was reading something today. They're still not ruling him out out of that for that game. It's looking like he's not going to play, but they're still not ruling his bitch ass out, bro. Yeah.
An insanity.
Yeah, but that was one of the first two big games that really mattered. The other one, because the AFC North, is the Patriots versus the Bills. Now, originally, I was thinking about taking the Patriots in this. You know, Belichick, they got some stuff to fight for. They've been playing pretty good recently. Almost came back against the Bengals and then beat the fucking Dolphins last week in that divisional game to really put them into the playoff picture. But I think that the Bills are riding the wave of this just emotional thing that happened to them, and I think they're going to end up putting a stomping on the fucking Patriots.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. If they didn't get the news that they got today's Friday, if you're not watching this on Friday, but they got the news today, like he was FaceTiming and stuff. I think if they didn't get that today, there was a chance they came out a little bit flat.
Yeah.
But getting the news that they got today, I mean, it's just going to be an absolute party for Buffalo, I think.
Right.
I'm with both of you guys. I don't think the Patriots got a shot in hell. I honestly, I want them to get the playoffs just so somebody could just dust them again, just like last season, but they're not going to. The Bills are a superior team in every facet. Mac Jones, I don't think it's been a long time since I've disliked the quarterback as much as Mac Jones. Actually, I don't know. I didn't like Ben Roethlisberger at all, but
Grayson
I can't stand that kid. Yeah, right. He's a tool, dude. But yeah, I think it's going to be ugly quick. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills are resting their starters in the third quarter, but I'll still call it 30-17 Bills.
Oh, really? Okay. Shit. All right, moving on to some of the later afternoon games. We got the Chargers versus the Broncos. To be honest, I think the Chargers are kind of sitting where they are in the playoffs. I don't think they can move, correct? It's just they're going to get the 5.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
Are they 5?
Yeah.
I didn't know there were 5.
They're 5.
Okay.
Ravens are 6, and then whoever is going to be 7th.
Hang on.
I don't think that they have anything to play for. To be honest, I think fucking old Russell Wilson ends up getting another fucking dub on the record to fucking almost get to half as many bathrooms as he does fucking wins this season. So I'm gonna take the Broncos in that one, y'all.
Ooh. Go ahead, Stolzy.
I'm just not taking Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you just don't give a fuck. Fuck him.
Pretty much,
been
and
playing.
it's one of those things like they don't have anything to. I mean, Russ kind of had a little bit of a bounce back week, but like they really don't have anything to play for. Chargers are going to want to go into the playoffs on a high note. I'm going with the Chargers.
Chargers. Jack.
The big tough one for me, the fact that it's in Mile High has me leaning Broncos. I don't trust Russell Wilson right now, but that defense is good. I do think that the Chargers are the type of team, they're like the Bengals. They like to fuck shit up. I don't necessarily trust Brandon Staley as a head coach either. I could see them fumbling this game away. I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be pretty low scoring. I'm going to call it 17. No, it's too low. 20-14 Broncos Chargers.
As it sits right now, Chargers are the 5, Ravens are the 6.
So you took the Broncos over the Chargers?
Broncos over Chargers 20-14.
All right, we agree on that one. That was one besides the Saints game, that was the only one that we haven't been unanimous on, I think. All right, next game we got is the Giants at the Eagles.
We skipped the
no,
Steelers game, or did I just black out?
I'm doing AFC North last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Giants and Eagles, we got that game coming up. I believe that the Eagles have not quite locked up first yet. I think that the San Francisco 49ers can still take it from them. So I think that they have something to play for. I think they end up beating the Giants.
Giants are sitting starters. They've already came out and said that. I mean,
Yeah.
Jalen's definitely back. They're going to want to get him, back in a little rhythm. They're probably hoping he can play like a solid quarter and a half, and then they can sit him if they're up like 21 or something. Yeah, I mean, it's the Eagles for sure.
Yeah. Jack.
I'm with you. I think it's a pretty good ass whooping. I don't know if they're gonna play him the whole game, but I'm with you guys.
What was it, like week 13? They put on an absolute clinic against the Giants. Like
shit out of them, dude. And I do think the Giants are a good team, but the Eagles are a great team. And when Jalen Hurts is healthy, they're real. Yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles, even if they're sitting starters. I'm gonna go 30-17 Eagles.
30-17. So you actually wouldn't cover the spread. The spread is 15 or is 14 for the Eagles. I was going to ask if you guys if you think they cover that spread. You said
they could.
Well, with your prediction, that was only 13. So
yeah,
they wouldn't. What about you, Stolzy?
No, I think Eagles cover.
You think they do?
Yeah, like I think it's one of those like 32-10 kind of things.
I'd probably agree with you on that one too. All right, moving on. Next game, Cardinals versus 49ers. 49ers playing for the first round the first seed in the NFC. I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but I think they are. If that is the case and they're not resting anybody, even if it doesn't, I don't care. Fucking the 49ers Eagles stomp the Cardinals.
Eagles win, they clinch it. Yeah. It doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I know that, but I think that if they do lose, the 49ers could still hop in there if the 49ers win. But I don't think it really matters. I think they stomp the Cardinals.
Yeah, I agree. Sure. I'm with you there. I think they're just the far superior team. The Cardinals are in disarray. Everything about them from top to bottom screams just a culture cleanse. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan's a freak. John Lynch is a freak. They've got so many talented players. Yeah, I could see them beating them handily. I mean, this is in San Francisco too. A nice heavy run game. I'd say 32-14.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, next game with Stolzy.
I agreed.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. That one was pretty easy one. Rams Seahawks is the next one we got. Fucking LA is at Seattle. I'm actually going to give this one to Baker. I think that the Seahawks have been eliminated from the playoffs, right?
No, they're in the hunt still. They're 8-8.
They are still in the hunt.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're the current 7.
That might change some things, but you know what? I think Baker's going to come in there and fuck some shit up, and going to get that win. So I'm taking Rams. Jack, what you
Baker's
got?
got that.
Oh no, go ahead.
Good.
Stacey.
Yep. Okay. Baker's got that that short white dude. Like I don't have shit to play for, but I'm gonna ruin your season energy.
Right?
So I think Baker's gonna play as hard as he played in any AFC North game in this, just to fuck the Seattle Seahawks over.
Yeah. Who you got?
Yeah, I fuck with him, man. Like he's crazy, but he reminds me of a couple players I played with in my day. Like the whole headbutting people with his helmet off. Like
It's
he's just
fucking
like
great, dude. I
he's
love
the most
Baker Mayfield.
6-foot white guy of all time.
God, it sucks. He
he's
got
just
got
out
jacked
there,
by the
bro.
Browns, bro. Sucks.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. Get him out of Cleveland because I don't want to play him all the
glad
time.
he's out of Cleveland. I'm so mad that he got fucking drafted by Cleveland.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no, I think the fact that it's in Seattle and I trust Pete Carroll and what they're doing more, with the injuries at the Rams, even though they've been playing better. I think the Seahawks will win this game. I do. I think it'll be close. I'm gonna call it 24-20 Seahawks.
All right, cool. All right, moving on to the next one. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. I think both of these teams are locked in their spot in the playoffs, but I think the Commanders win 70-0 because fuck the Cowgirls. I'm never going to bet on the fucking Cowgirls.
Oh my god. Go ahead, Stolzy. You take off, bro.
I'm just gonna take the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
Again, go into the playoffs on a high note, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think I love Ron Rivera. I think the Commanders have a lot of talent, but their quarterback situation is a mess. If Wentz is a starting quarterback next season, and I fuck with Wentz, Austin P played North Dakota State when I played for Austin P. It's like, well, I have like this weird connection, but like that dude is not a starting caliber quarterback anymore. If people keep giving him chances, hey, make that money, brother. But no, I think the Cowboys win this good. I think they do it nice and easy. I'm going to say 35-20.
35-20.
Cowboys.
Cool. Mm-hmm. All right, last game that we got is the Sunday Night Football. It doesn't look like there's a Monday night game this week. So Sunday Night Football, we got Lions at Green Bay. I think that your boy, host of Your House, Our Rules, fucking gets it done at quarterback for Green Bay and ends up fucking leading them to another fucking NFC playoff.
I agree. I think that A-Rod's going to get back in the playoffs. I really don't think the Lions are all that good, in all honesty. Like they play together. They've
showed signs of getting it together and making a playoff run. I mean, it's in their hands right now. They're in if they win this game, right? Or no, I think Seattle still has a chance at it. But at the beginning of the season, nobody would have fucking predicted that fucking the Lions would be anywhere near to the fucking playoffs. But here we are. So yeah, I think that they've been playing good, but they start playing good, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they get fucking stomped by the fucking Panthers. So yeah.
At the same time, dude, like I don't know. This is just me overthinking it, probably, but like
I'm still taking Packers.
Detroit fired up.
What was that?
Yeah, Dan Campbell's a hell of a coach.
I don't know if he's an X's and O's guy, but he definitely gets those players to run through walls. Like
he's a motivator, man. Yeah. He's a motivator for sure. He leads with passion, and people respond to that.
Yeah, it's a good place for him to be if he's like that too, because the fucking Lions got one of the better fan bases, in my opinion.
For sure, and they do have talent. They have talent. I think they're going to be good next year. I think I like Jared Goff. I like how he doesn't say shit. He's like, I'm going to play football. Trade me. I don't care. I got a lot of love for him.
The sunset and rose, but that was kind of weird to me.
He's definitely not. I just don't think he cares much. But he's he's like, man, whatever, bro. I'm out here slinging fire that fucking pigskin. But anyway, I still think A-Rod does it, man. I love that dude. I think the Packers are They're all kinds of ass backwards in a lot of ways, but I love Aaron Rodgers. He's like, I'm a baller. I'm gonna ball. I don't give a shit what y'all think about me. And every year he does this. Every year even when they struggle, he's like, whatever. I'm gonna go throw footballs, and I think they're gonna win. And I honestly think they're. I think they could eventually make it to the Super Bowl in the NFC. I really do. I think they have a chance.
I was about ready to ask that after
The
that. I
NFC's
think that the
trash,
fucking
so.
Packers might not just fucking make it to the playoffs, but we might see them in another NFC championship game. They've been getting their shit together. And fucking, you can never bet against fucking Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, or Peyton Manning in like modern air quote day era.
Yeah. Not in playoff
In the
football.
Not in
playoffs.
playoffs.
In the playoffs, you can bet against Aaron.
Well, you can't.
Yeah,
you can't
that's
in
the only time he.
You can't
Yeah.
in the NFC championship game, but usually he
Yeah.
gets at least there.
Yeah, at least yeah, you're right. He usually
If
does.
he's playing Dallas, bet on him.
Hey, he's got
Yeah,
a better fucking.
But not the
record.
Niners.
Yeah, right. All right, now it's time to move on to the fucking two big ones. AFC North divisional games. Browns at Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, I think that this is going to be a very, very close game. Probably like a 1-point decider. I think it's going to be an absolute fucking just death match. But I think Steelers win, and I think they end up fucking getting that 7th seed in the playoffs, unfortunately.
Yeah, I do too. Especially with the news that came out of the Browns camp today, where Jadeveon Clowney like excused himself from practice and is just like not coming back to the team. So I think Najee Harris is gonna have an absolute field day. He had a really, really good week last week against the Ravens. And same thing, a Mike Tomlin team has never had a losing record. I don't think that starts this year. I think they go 9-8. I think they make the playoff. I think they get help, and I think they make the playoffs. To be honest.
Yeah,
I'm with you both. I think they're just better team, top to bottom. Browns are dangerous. They've got players. It's in Pittsburgh though. I hate it, but I like some of the Steelers players. I got mad respect for Tomlin, like I said earlier. I don't know if it was on the podcast or not. Yeah, he's bro. Tomlin's a dog. Rooney's a hell of an owner.
Dog.
Yeah, for sure.
Dog.
Dog, bro, straight up, dude. Yeah, their O-line's not very good. Myles Garrett's probably going to move on them, but they're going to move against it. The only thing that hangs me up really with the Steelers is their offensive coordinator's trash. He's bottom 5 in the league. But regardless, I still think Steelers take this. I'd say, let's call it 17-16 Steelers.
I think this game's got 13-9 written all over it.
Dude,
Like,
13-9. I was actually thinking the exact same score that
yeah,
Jack
I think
was,
it's got
17-16.
13-9 written all over it.
All right,
I can see
It's
it.
a weird ass game.
And then the last one, Baltimore at Cincinnati. I want to hear y'all's first. Fucking let's kick it off with Jack. Jack, what do you got for this one?
Man, I know that Baltimore really wants to beat us. I know they do.
Yeah.
But I think they're scared, just like anyone else is, to play us. I think the Bengals right now are just like, whatever, do what you want to do, play us, see what happens. Joe Burrow's playing lights out. Every time he throws an interception, you could argue that it is not his fault. He is in complete control.
Yeah, I'd agree.
In complete control. I have some issues with what our offense does when we go in lulls, but the fact that we have the confidence to take the ball and score down anyone's throat, and we do it week after week now, that on top of our second half adjustments, Lou Anarumo is a freak. I don't know what he does at halftime.
I don't either,
but
it's freakish.
Nobody
it's
does.
freakish,
That's
dude.
why
Like the Ravens, right? The Ravens could come out hot. They could get hot. I still, even if the Ravens were up 21-7 at halftime, I would still place $100 bet on the Bengals coming out of half to win that game.
Too. We're for the most part, we're a second half team, and fucking, I mean, not just our defense either. Fucking our offense is fucking had some fucking second half comebacks that are good. My dad was telling me they were at the Tampa Bay game, and he was, they were down by that big lead or whatever, like 17-3, I think it was.
Yeah.
And
17-0 at one point.
Yeah, but we got that field goal right before half. And my dad was sitting there, and everyone was like giving him shit or whatever. And my dad was like, "They're gonna win the game." And my mom was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "These people are stupid." He's like, "They're a second half team. They're gonna come in and probably win by fucking 2 touchdowns." And shit happened.
I love that. Good old Uncle Glenn. No, I'm with it though. I think we win. I don't even want to give the Raven. I'd say 30-20. Honestly, I'll say 30-20,
Okay.
but I don't even think the Ravens will score 20 on us. It's hard pressed,
So
but
you
we are
got
the
us-
Bengals. We'll do some.
You
Yeah.
got us covering the spread too because we're favored by 9. Stolzy, what you got?
I think with what the NFL did today, I think we're looking at a complete repeat of October of last year. Like, I think we're looking at like a 41-17 Bengals. Like, I'm dead serious. I think they come out super mad. I think they don't want anything to do with this coin flip. They want the home game. They want whoever they want to bring whoever to Cincinnati. They don't care.
No.
They're ready to play.
Yeah.
I think they come out mad.
Yeah. Going
It's gonna be a
off
blowout, I think.
going off what you said, it's at home. We really don't want to leave it up to a coin flip. We've already got the division locked up. We fucking had a game to get canceled, a game that we were fucking looking like we were about ready to go up 14-3 against the fucking Bills in the first quarter, looking like we were going to fucking put up 50 fucking points. Fucking Lamar Jackson's not playing, and the Ravens just aren't quite the same team without him in the fucking game. Hayden fucking Hurst his goddamn back and fucking was looking like a maniac in that first couple minutes of the fucking first quarter. I'm the historical superstitious fucking person that usually always bets against my team just so it doesn't bring that fucking bad juju. But I would not be surprised, like Stolzy said, if the Bengals absolutely steamroll the fucking Ravens this weekend.
My only concern is with Zach Taylor because I think he tries to get too cute too often, and I'm worried that he's going to not try to show too much this week and come out with a very elementary
That's
style offense, and it could end up being a closer game for sure.
I think
but
it would not surprise me if we steamroll them, but I think it will be a close game. I actually think it'll be closer than 10 points. I think it'll probably be a one-score game.
it fucking better not be.
Well, the Bengals haven't really fucking steamrolled anybody this year, and the times that they did, they fucking gave it up in the second half. Fucking so, yeah, that's the way the fucking.
Well, what
Bengals
people don't
made it.
realize, everyone wants to say, "Oh, the Patriots almost came back and beat you guys." Literally, that Hail Mary happened 2 plays after the random pass that Mac Jones made to Jermaine Pratt as he took it back for 6. We would have went up 2 touchdowns. Ball game's over right there. So it's like everything had to go their way.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that's the rest of the games, boys. We talked about all the fucking fuck shit that happened in the goddamn NFL. Went through every single goddamn game that there is this week. Think we're all in agreement on a lot of shit. I do want to fucking kick this off the way we usually do. We're at like 50 minutes already. I was going to section this off into different ones, but that picking fucking teams took way longer than I thought it would. So I do want to fucking get a real good fucking what we've been sipping on here going. We can make it a little bit quick. One thing that I do want to say is I don't know if it's necessarily going to come out this week, but I'm going to re-release and re-record my Beast Ice Volume 1, and we're going to start doing weekly mixtapes for Your House, Our Rules. About ready to start a SoundCloud on that. I got to talk to y'all about it in the fucking group chat or whatever that I'm about ready to start. But we're going to do What You've Been Sipping On, weekly mixtapes and stuff like that. Start releasing some music under the brand name and stuff. So Beast Ice Volume 1, revamped, going to be the first one. Hopefully I can get it out this week. I got some other stuff to do, but definitely check that out. I'll probably have it in the description of the next podcast that we do. But what you've been sipping on, guys? Any media that you've been consuming recently?
Go ahead, Solzy.
Nothing for real. Just CDL stuff, normal.
Yeah, I was
normal
about to say,
stuff.
he's probably
Sports
going to say
sports and COD League.
Right. Probably going to say some fucking Call of Duty League and stuff like that. I mean, do you want to talk a little bit about fucking Optic fucking and their roster that's supposed to be announced tomorrow?
Still nothing out. There's some weird timings on one of the players from the Seattle Surge. He showed up in Texas, and he's been rumored for about like a month now, probably.
Yeah. I don't know if it's been a month. It's been about 2-3 weeks.
A couple weeks. But he's been rumored to potentially go to Optic, and he's a young stud, like absolute baller coming up. And he's on a 3-year contract, so they didn't know if it was going to be able to work. But they're based in Texas. Pred lands on a flight in Texas. Some Reddit user tracks his flight and finds out he's in Texas. Mm-hmm. But his team is also screaming out of Texas. Yeah. But the weird part about it is the second that Pred's flight in Texas gets delayed, Optic cancels their scrims, and we're 6 days into January, and Optic hasn't scrimmed in 2023.
Yeah, it is very weird, and if I've learned anything about Call of Duty teams and fucking that whole scenario is never put anything past Hex. I think Hex kind of just gets what he fucking wants. And
Hex don't miss.
I don't know if he's necessarily going to get Arcides, because apparently I saw something 3 days ago that those two still might be coming. I know he said it was a long shot because they have to buy out their contracts, but I do believe that they're probably going to get Pred, because Scumps last year. They're kind of looking for that new guy. You said that Shotzi probably already is that guy, but
He's being groomed to be Scump.
yeah, I think they're just trying to put together the best fucking team possible, and what's working out, or what they have now, isn't really working out. So I think they're gunning for Pred. Might also see Hook in there, but yeah. Jack, what you been sipping on, bro?
Man, I've been considering dropping a new mixtape. It's been over a year for me. I played a New Year's Eve set down here in Tennessee with some of my homies, and it felt good. First time I was on the decks in a while for a crowd for like over 6 months. But man, I was feeling the flow. You know how it goes, Keith.
Yeah.
I was really enjoying it. I brought a nice little countdown set into it, and it was really dope. So I'm considering dropping a new mixtape. I don't know if I'm going to anytime soon. I definitely have other higher priorities. But I've definitely got a lot of heaters that I just have never played, and I had a good time mixing them lately.
Bro,
Um,
I'm sitting on some fucking tracks right now, and I need to get.
I know it feels good.
I thought about fucking doing a fucking new Beast Ice one. I wanted to do new Psychotic Love, like melodic, but I fucking just got so many bangers that I want to do it. I've been meaning to get on that, but fucking it's just so busy that sometimes that takes a little bit. But I need to get on it, so I'm probably doing that. Too.
Does.
Yeah.
A full length, like I could do a nice 20-minute mixtape, but if I do, because I'm wanting to do Crop Top Confessions Part 3, and both of Crop Top Confessions are almost an hour long, so I would like to put a nice 40 to 50-minute mixtape in. So that's gonna take some time.
I would highly recommend not doing that, and if you do it, fucking split it into fucking two sides. For whatever reason, when you go anywhere over like 20-30 minutes, all of a sudden the views kind of fucking slack off in SoundCloud, because people just don't want to listen to it. But
Crop Top Confessions has 4,000 plays. Crop Top Confessions Part 2 has 2,500.
Yeah.
People love them. So, I mean, I hit 10K plays my first year making mixtapes. So, I whatever I'm doing something right. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But outside of that, man, I'll tell you what. It feels weird admitting this. Someone told me to listen. Do you guys know who Blanco Brown is?
No.
So he's like country infused hip hop artist from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got some shit. He's got this song called Country Time, and I do not like country. Like, I do not like it. But, bro, like, just the beat is dope. And it's just, check it out. Blanco Brown, Country Time. That track in itself is worth listening to that guy. I've checked out a couple other tracks. They're not as good, but
is it
I found that. It's like country, but, bro, like, you just have to listen to it. Like, it's a. No, it's not country rap. He's a black dude. Like he's definitely like coming with a like country twang. Like he sounds like a country singer, but you could tell like the hip hop roots. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. I'm just gonna say try that one song, because I was like, someone told me, he was like, Jack, just listen to it. Now you know me, like I don't like country, and I'm an open-minded person. So I was like, I will listen to it because I refuse to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, it's a bop. It's a bop. But yeah, so I listened to that song today. Thought it was cool. So I'm gonna check some more of his stuff out. Outside of that, you know me. I'm deep in my podcast. I just finished a podcast. If you're into stuff that, especially about like 20th century history, the JRE, it's a couple years old now with Annie Jacobson. Talks a lot about World War II. It talks a lot about a lot of the secret, like Operation Paperclip and all the stuff we did. That's really interesting. And Justin also put me to this JRE with Dr. Swan, where she talks about how microplastics are ruining our hormone levels and essentially making us all sterile, future generations in America.
Really?
It's interesting, and it's like this whole thing about how our grundle, our gooch, our taint, whatever, like the shorter that is, the less testosterone we produce, and it's this whole thing. It's a whole science thing back. But I finished that today, and I was like, wow, this is nuts. We need to get our shit together.
But
if you like
the plastics are true. I know the fucking sausages or whatever.
For sure.
Apparently, like really low brand sausage, like Links or whatever. There's a bunch of plastic particles in them. Yeah. What are you saying, Stolzy?
If you don't know who he is, Jack, and you're into the military stuff, look up Sean Ryan.
I don't.
His interviews, he's a former Navy SEAL. He interviews other DevGru operators and other Navy SEAL guys. He interviewed the guy that killed Osama bin Laden, interviewed a couple other guys, and even interviewed Roger Reeves, the guy that did all the smuggling for Escobar.
Gotcha.
So he's
Sean
got some,
Ryan.
yeah,
Is
Sean
that
Ryan,
right?
and they're
I see it.
and they're like 4 or 5 hour they're great listens, but
Cool.
it's all military stuff. They talk about like the invasion of Iraq a lot and stuff like that. But as a kid, we didn't really pay attention to it as much. But now as we're older, it's like, holy shit, this is the stuff I was seeing every night on the news when my dad was watching it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Gotcha. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Oh,
I do love that stuff.
So what I got for what we've been sipping on, man, fucking, and I don't know if Jack has or not, but I introduced it to him when he was staying over my house for Christmas and stuff like that. Fucking Battlestar Galactica in my free time has been consuming my fucking life for the third goddamn time. I just started.
You're a Cylon.
Yeah, bro. I just started season 3. Actually yesterday, last night I just got to it, so just started it. But like I'm watching it back, and I forgot how fucking good that show is, dude. Like,
Question:
do what?
which bear is the best?
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Which bear
it
is
always,
best?
Black bear.
It always gives it such
Fact.
a bad rep, dude.
Bears eat
Because everyone,
beets.
you say Battlestar Galactica, and people do that fucking line right there. And like, I've watched fucking Battlestar Galactica before I even watched The Office, before I even really knew what The Office was. It's such a great show. Fucking,
Identity theft is
I
not a
said
joke,
it.
Jim.
I said it. What was that? Christmas Eve when Sam came over. And he kept fucking with me. He's like, are you a Cylon? Is that a Cylon? Who's the Cylon? And I was like, have you seen the fucking show? Because it sounds like you know fucking the show. But if you're watching it, it's like this mind fuck of trying to figure out if these people are these organic machines or if they're actually fucking humans and stuff like that. There's a lot of twists and turns. It gets into some like really cool like naval, like what a space force would look like scenes. There's a whole political overtone to it because you know they're still trying to keep together a democracy, even though like the entirety of the population of the entire human race is dwindled down to like 50K. So yeah, it's a fucking dope show. I highly recommend anyone check that out. It's old, it can be a little bit hard to get used to, but it's a good one for sure. Have you checked it out anymore, Jack?
No, I actually haven't had the chance to yet, man. It's unfortunately settling back into my routine has been a little bit rough, as you can expect. You know, I'm still playing catch up, but you know, I'm getting there. I try to consume as much information, and I like, you know, I love my media, but you know, I'm trying to stay balanced as I can with my writing and my reading and everything else. You know, as you know, as we've talked about, a lot of stuff I'm preparing for is taking up a good deal of my time. But no, I'm into it. You got me hooked, bro. I'm pumped.
Oh yeah.
I'm pumped. I can't wait to talk about it with you because I'm pretty sure you're a fucking Cylon.
Bitch, I might be. That's all I gotta say about that, man. Fucking, you'll find out if I'm a Cylon on the next episode of Your House Our Rules. For that, it's been the first episode of this Your House Our Rules sports podcast. Yeah, peace.
It's just